Good morning. Happy Friday. I am going to shoot a chair yoga sequence this morning. And before I do so, I wanted to just do a quick reading. It's called It Is Peace by Barb Larson Taylor. And it's from this wonderful book, Soul to Soul, compiled by John Mandel. And I got this as a gift from some of my former colleagues at Nature Bridge when I left to teach yoga. So I treasure this book. It's dog eared, it's well loved. So It Is Peace by Barb Larson Taylor. What does stillness sound like? What does it sound like when you turn off the television set and cell phone? What does it sound like when you take a break from talking with family, friends, and colleagues? What does it sound like in your mind when you turn off the constant stream of thoughts? What does stillness sound like? What does stillness feel like? Does it feel uncomfortable, unfamiliar, rejuvenating, calming? What does stillness feel like? What would happen if you stopped thinking about the past? Stopped replaying the same tapes over and over in your mind? What would happen if you stopped thinking about the future? Always waiting with anticipation for what is next. What would happen if you brought your focus to this moment? This breath coming in, this breath going out. What is this? When you hear stillness, when you feel stillness, when your focus is only on this moment, it is peace. So hopefully you'll find a little bit of peace today as we go through this chair yoga practice. Let's begin. I'm going to hopefully be in a placement where you can see me. Not too bad. All right. So I'm going to put on my glasses so I can see a little bit better today. So we're going to find our seated mountain pose. So feet about hips distance apart. Lift up those toes. Spread the toes evenly as best you can. And then set them down. And then look to make sure that the knees are stacked over the ankle bones. You've got the shoulders stacked over the hips. You're not rounding too much. You're not arching too much. You're just right there in that sweet spot. And then resting those palms, however feels good to you. Palms down if you're needing to be grounded. Palms up if you're feeling open and receptive. And just close those eyes for a minute here. Breathing in, breathing out, finding stillness, calm, and peace. Using the breath to connect the mind, the body. Using the breath to guide your yoga practice. So if your breath is coming steadily, smoothly, easily, knowing that your body could perhaps push a little harder, go a little deeper. But if the breath is not coming easily, perhaps you need to back off. And then let's just slowly flutter the eyes open here and just begin to tap the face. I'm going to slip my glasses up here for a moment. Just tap kind of right underneath the eyes, around the sockets here, maybe the bridge of the nose, the cheeks, the chin, right above the chin, maybe the lips, moving around to the forehead, and then tapping gently behind the ear, the neck, the back of the neck, working those tiny little taps up the scalp and down and expanding those taps. I'll move my glasses here for a moment and just tapping around the front of the forehead and then back to the crown of the head, forward and back. And then tapping the chest here, the shoulders, the inner arm, around, just providing a little energy here, energizing the body slightly, waking it up. Light little taps. We're not doing anything hard enough to cause any bruises. We're just imagine that you're lying in bed and someone's trying to gently wake you up. And then maybe back on the shoulders, taking the fingers to the back here, wherever you can reach. Get a little harder on the back side. And then tapping gently the rib cage, the belly. Glasses have to come back on for a second. Tapping the thighs, tops of the legs, the quads, the inner and outer thighs. Over to the other side, inner and outer thighs. Just wherever you haven't tapped yet, find that spot. So I'm going to just lift up my knee a little bit and tap the shin, the calf, and the other leg. And then once you finish tapping, just hang out here again in your mountain pose, finding your posture, your alignment. And let's begin with a few rounds of the seated cat-cow. So hands could now rest on the thighs or the knees. You're going to inhale, arch that spine, rolling the shoulders out of the ears, maybe lifting that chin, and then exhale, rounding back. So inhaling, arching, exhaling, rounding the spine. So opening the heart on the inhalation and drawing the belly button to the back of the spine on the exhalation. Just gently rocking back and forth on those sitting bones. Waking up the spine. Nice and slow, no extreme movements right off the top. Let's do one more inhalation, the cow, and one more exhalation, the cat. And then sit upright for a moment. And let's start that Sufi grind. So swaying those shoulders around the front and then taking them back. So shoulders are sort of circling that pelvis area. And you can inhale as you move the chest forward, exhale as you move the chest back. You can make those circles small to start with, and then expand the circles, grow the circles. And then reversing, so taking those circles around the other side. A few more circles. And then coming to that stillness here, that mountain pose, Tadasana. And let's just reach the arms down the sides for a moment. Kind of just give those arms a little shake. A little seaweed action here. And then let's take those shoulders up by the ears and then back and down. And then you may want to exaggerate this a few times. And then you may want to start to smooth out the circles. Don't forget to breathe. Holding postures perhaps, but not holding the breath. And then we might begin to roll an elbow back, alternating. Every time I do this, I think of that old movie with John Travolta and Uma Thurman when they're dancing and they do this little thing. So have fun with it. You can do that if you want. Just circling that shoulder and the shoulder socket. This gets into the side body a little bit more where you lift that elbow and rotate it back and down. And then see if you can take the arm back, alternating, circling back. Imagine that you're doing the back stroke, just watching out for your chair. It's a little impossible to do the motion as smoothly and easily as you would like with the chair back there, but do the best you can. All right, and then let's just take that arm across the chest. Doesn't really matter which one. It's my left, assuming it's your left as well. And I see some people do this kind of thing. If that's easier for you, totally fine to do that. It's easier for me just to hold my elbow. And you could circle the wrist here. Make sure you circle in both directions, just loosening things up. And then let's take the other arm across the chest, and again, circling the wrist, both directions. Mm. And then before we move on, just bring the pads of the fingers together here. And gently push into the pads of the fingers. You'll feel a little stretch in the fingers and the hands. It's pretty yummy. And then let's bring the palms together and just swim forward and bring the arms back, and swim forward and bring the arms back, and swim forward and circle the arms back, and just continue swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. A couple more of these. I'm hearing some pops. And final swim forward. And then let's take the arms all the way up. Gather the hands together at the heart and then lower. Inhale, gathering those palms over the head, whoopsie. And exhaling, hands to the heart. Sorry about that, very confusing. Inhale and exhale. And let's bring the arms down by the sides again. Circle one arm up and over. Rest that arm on top of the head here. And then just gently use that arm to kind of pull. For me, it's my right ear toward my right shoulder. And then just notice what's happening over here with the shoulder. You can have your arm just hang here at the side if you'd like. You could flex that wrist, kind of make the Betty Boop arm, and then you get a little bit of a hand and wrist stretch as well. If you've got a lot of flexibility on the arms, the shoulders, you could take this hand around the low back and reach around for the top of that right hip. But just make sure that when you do that, the shoulder's not rolling forward. You want to roll that shoulder back slightly. Still sitting up tall, even though the ear is moving in the direction of the shoulder. Still keeping those feet anchored, knees stacked over ankles. And then releasing that. Oh, maybe giving the shoulders a little roll. And then left arm up and over. And just letting that hand kind of rest there outside that right ear. You take the left ear to the left shoulder, keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips. And then maybe you've got that little Betty Boop, boop, boopy doop hand. You could pat your invisible dog on the head or pat your grandchild or child on the head here. Or you could bring that arm behind the back and reach around to the top of that left hip. Just breathing here, making sure that the back isn't arched forward, it's not rounded. You've got those shoulders stacked. Goldilocks position, just right. And then floating the left arm down, bringing the right arm out to the side. Maybe just another little shrug here. Now this is going to look a little silly, but we're just going to do it because it's kind of fun. So you've all probably seen videos or seen live chickens kind of pecking at seed out in the farmyard. So gently poke your head forward and then draw it in. Gently and pull it in. So when you pull it in, and you're not doing this hard, it's not herky-jerky, you're just kind of sticking that chin out there a little bit and then drawing it back in. You might be giving yourself a bit of a double chin. Something kind of turn to the side, so it's more of a just a little stretch of the neck. And then from here, let's take the arms around behind the head. And so I've got my hands kind of right there at the base of the neck. And I'm going to gently try to push my head a little bit into my hands. But my hands are going to kind of resist that a bit. I'm going to try to elongate the neck as I do that. And then release. And then maybe gently lifting up and back through the crown of the head against the hands. The hands are not letting the head go too far back. There's a little tension, a little push me, pull me tension. And then release. One more time. Base of that neck, nape of the neck essentially is sort of resting in the hands. I'm going to elongate the neck, lifting up and back. The hands are going to resist it. It's just a gentle movement, no forcing. And then, Now dropping that chin toward the chest for a moment. Hands can rest on the thighs again. So you're not jamming the chest. It's just a slow kind of organic lowering. We're going to inhale, take the right ear to the right shoulder. And then exhale, lower the chin toward the chest. And inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And then exhale, chin to chest. And continue moving in this manner a few times here. You can breathe as slow or as fast as you would like, but it might be better to slow it down. Working with the calm, the stillness, cultivating the breath. Let's go one more time each side. So exhaling the chin toward the chest, rolling the right ear over the right shoulder, and then exhaling chin toward the chest, and inhaling left ear to left shoulder. And drawing it back down. All right, so from here, see if you can scoot back a little bit in your chair. Now, normally when we're starting at the beginning of class, I like to be right up there at the edge of the chair so I can feel my sitting bones, my ischial-tuberosities rooted into that chair, that seat bottom. But I'm going to move back just a little bit. I'm going to open my knees slightly. I'm going to hold on to the back of the chair here. And I'm just going to begin to gently windshield wiper my knees from right to left. Just loosening things up. And notice that I'm kind of on my big toe or all of my toes or the ball of my foot. You might as well get the foot in on the action here. And then bringing those feet back in. Let's go ahead and take that left leg out and just maybe drag that heel along the mat for a moment. And then you feel that nice stretch along the back of the leg. You feel the connection of the heel to the mat. And then, maybe you hold on to the chair seat back and you extend out over that leg. Then you get a chest stretch too, an arm stretch. Draw the toes back toward the shin here. Notice that my foot isn't down, it's lifted. The toes are lifted anyhow. And now I'm going to lift my heart and stack the shoulders again over the hips. I'm going to slide that foot back toward me, half an inch or so I can put my whole foot down now. So now I'm going to just tap that foot up and down. And then I'm going to tap it left to right. Just opening up the ankle a little, opening up the front of the leg, the shin, the top of the foot, and then foot down, slide it back in, stack it. Right leg is now going to come out. So dragging that heel across the mat. It feels so good. Drawing the toes back toward the shins. And try not to totally hyperextend that knee. Maybe there's a little tiny bend to it. And then we're going to hold on to the back of the chair again and extend forward, rolling the shoulders out of the ears. So my gaze is down there kind of by the toes at the front edge of the mat. My spine is long. I'm not rounding here. I'm long. And then coming back upright, sliding the heel back slightly so I can put the sole of my foot on the mat. That's a yummy stretch, just connecting the sole of the foot to the mat here. And then I'm going to tap. Tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to tap left and right. I'm going to take both legs out. So now I'm feeling that stretch in the backs of both legs. I could grab the back of the chair again and extend out over my shins, my thighs. This is sort of a variation of Paschimottanasana in the chair. It's probably the best description of it. So it's a seated forward fold. And then coming back up, sliding both feet in. All right. Now I'm going to hug my right knee up toward my chest for a moment. I could grab back here. I could grab here. Or if my arms weren't long enough or I didn't have the mobility, I could take one of those straps and kind of hook the back of the knee. I'm going to try to sit up tall when I do this. So when we hug the knee in, we tend to slouch a little bit. So try to sit up tall. And then let's go ahead and just circle the ankles. And then circle the ankle the other way. And then you could point and flex and point and flex. Just a few times. And then the next time that foot is flexed, the toes are headed back toward the shin, support that ankle and knee, and just cross that left thigh. So this could be enough right here. This is a big step for some of us. So if this isn't possible, you just let go of that and bring it down and cross the ankles, okay? But if you can do this, give it a whirl and just kind of notice where the shin is. Ideally it would be kind of parallel to the floor. Ideally the knee would be way up here, but we work with what is, and the body is different every day, particularly once you hit the age of 40 or so. You could rest your right hand on this right thigh here. Don't push on the knee, but gently push maybe on that inner right thigh. If you want a little more here, you could take this little horseshoe shape with your thumb and forefinger and insert it into the hip creases, and then maybe extend out over the shin. Now that's a deeper stretch, it's a little more intense. If you don't like the horseshoe shape in the hip creases, you could hold onto the back of the chair again and get a chest stretch, a heart opener. Keeping that right foot flexed to protect the knee. And then sitting upright again, supporting the knee, the ankle, and bringing the foot back down. And then holding on to the left shin or the back of the left knee. And once again, we're going to circle. Can you hear that popping? And then circle it the other way. And then point and flex and point and flex and point and flex. And next time that foot is flexed, again supporting the ankle, knee crossing the right thigh. Now, my left knee is a lot higher than my right knee was. Go figure. All right, and then keeping the foot flexed here. I'm going to gently push on my left thigh to kind of open up that hip crease a little bit more. And rather than take that little horseshoe shape in the hip creases, I'm going to bring my arms behind me and extend out. A little heart opener. Everybody could open their hearts just a little bit more, don't you think? And then coming back up, supporting that ankle, that knee. And let's bring the feet a little bit wider again. I'm scooting back a little bit on my chair. I'm going to windshield wiper the knees from right to left again. Alright, and then I'm going to heel, toe, the feet in. Let's try to take goddess here, actually. So we've got the feet wide, knees are over the ankle bones, and you're right there kind of at the edge of the chair. And you can put your thumbs on the inner thighs, your fingers on the outer thighs, and then kind of push those palms into the thighs a little bit. I have super long arms, so it's very difficult for me to not get my shoulders out of my ears here. So the thing I like to do in this pose is I like to really push into that right hand, keeping the right arm straight, and then I like to twist over to my left. Then my left elbow bends a little. I can get it out of my ear. Oh, I feel nice and rooted in those sit bones. A hip opener and a twist all at the same time. Life just doesn't get much better than this. And then coming to center, left hand now is going to push into that thigh a little bit more. The arm straightens as I twist over to my right. My right elbow bends slightly so I can get it out of my ear. And I'm gazing over to the right side here. And then coming forward again, right hand pushes into the thigh, gently twisting over to the left. Oh, this is one of my favorite stretches. Notice my knee is pointing in the same direction as my toes. It's kind of pointing over the second or third toe. So don't let your knees roll in. Keep them rolling out slightly. And then let's go to the other side. And then coming up, I'm going to hold on to the struts again on the chair as I heel toe the feet in. Now, I'm going to get 2 blocks. You don't necessarily need blocks, but it's nice to have them. So I'm going to put one down here between my feet like so. So it's the skinny, not super skinny, but flat skinny variation. And then this other block, I'm going to put it between my knee and my thigh here. And then I'm going to sit up nice and tall. Sitting bones are rooted and I'm stacked. I'm going to bring the arms out to my sides. I'll inhale, circle the arms up. And now on my exhalation, I'm going to gently twist my body toward my left. My right hand comes outside that left thigh, that left knee. My left hand is going to come behind me and hold on to that seat back. And then I'm going to use those arms to help me open my chest. Now, initially, my left elbow is bent up. I'm going to draw that elbow back behind me so that I'm not jamming the shoulder on my left side into my ear, into my neck. So the purpose for having these blocks here is that when we twist, one knee creeps forward. So if I'm squeezing the blocks, I'm maintaining better alignment. I can open my chest. I can root my feet into the floor, into the mat. I can sit up tall, zippering up the belly, tailbone reaching down toward the earth. And then I'm going to inhale, come forward. Ooh, I feel very nice and loose on that left side. So now I want to make my right side match. Arms come up. Exhale, twist to the right. That left hand comes outside that right thigh, that right knee. And then my left hand finds the chair seat back. I pull gently back with my right hand as I push my left hand into that right thigh bit and I twist. My right elbow is drawing back behind me. It's not lifted. It's lowered. My shoulders are broad. Collarbones are smiling. Hopefully my chin is parallel to the earth. And inhale. Face the front. I feel so much more even now. Okay, so we're going to take another twist. To move, we may need to shift these blocks a little bit. So I'm going to turn over to my side. And I'm kind of, you can see there's a little bit of chair behind me. Again, the block is going to go between my feet. And then the other block's going to go between my knees, my thighs. And again, shoulders over hips, lifting through the crown of my head. I'm going to reach my arms up. And then I'm going to exhale, twist toward that wall behind me. Hold on to the chair seat back here. And I'm going to gently push with my left hand and pull with my right hand as I twist. So I'm just looking at the back wall. I'm not trying to do anything extreme with my neck. I'm not looking over my left shoulder. Trying to roll my shoulders out of my ears as best I can, creating that space here. Breathing. And then inhaling, coming back up, and exhaling, the arms down. All right, we're going to move over to the other side now, because whatever we do on one side in yoga, we're going to try to do it on the other. So here I am, facing the other wall. I've got the block between my feet. I've got the block between my knees. I'm going to inhale, take my arms up. I'm rooted in the sit bones, shoulders stacked over the hips. And then exhale, twisting to my right, using those hands on the chair seat back as leverage. As I pull with my left hand, I push with my right hand so that I can deepen the twist. So I'm inhaling as I sit up tall. I exhale to deepen the twist perhaps. I work to lower the shoulders out of the ears as best I can. And then I'm going to just take a little gander over at my knees. My knees are pretty even. So I'm excited about this block between my feet and my knees to keep my knees even so that the twist isn't throwing off my hips or knees or feet. just working the spinal column. And then inhale and exhale. And then move the blocks over to the side again. All right. Let's work the arms here just a moment. So we've already done this little stretch. So if you can bring your arms up and have the arms kind of hug the head slightly, just bend the elbows and pat yourself on the shoulder blades here. So I have really long arms, so it's easy for me to touch the shoulder blades. Your hands might really be kind of on your shoulder. So once I get the hands where I want them, I'm going to draw those arms in toward the ears, but I'm not going to do this sort of thing. I'm going to slide them back down. I want my elbows pointing up to the sky. I've got my triceps shining forward, my biceps shining back. Shoulders stacked over hips. The belly button is zippered up. I'm not arching. I'm not rounding. I'm just sitting up nice and tall. Focusing on my breath, noticing my breath. Now I could take this right hand and just gently hold that left elbow. I could hug the elbow in closer to the head. I can encourage that elbow to reach up a little more toward the ceiling. Just whatever feels good to you there. It may not be necessary. And then I'm going to take that over to the other side, just even myself up. I'm voguing like Madonna a little bit here. Or is that more like this? I don't know. So, an oldie but a goodie. And then the arms come down. Oh. All right. I'm going to turn to my left. And I'm going to have this left thigh on the seat bottom. This right thigh is facing that wall where I'm looking and very. The knee is pointing down toward the floor like it's going to kiss it. And I'm on the ball of my right foot. So I'm getting a nice stretch right there in that hip flexor. I'm going to hold on to the chair seat back here with my left arm. And I'm going to just reach and pull. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. Last time here. And then I'm going to take this right hand, I'm going to put it right here on this chair. The left hand's going to move over to the other side of the chair seat back. And I'm going to just gently twist again toward the back of the chair. Now, in the yoga world, it is said that twists wring out the toxins in your body. That twisting action gets all the internal organs. And then nose turns in the same direction as the knees. I'm going to come forward here, and then I'm going to twist over to the other side. So for me, I like to do twists after a big meal, like at Thanksgiving, any holiday with family where there's always lots of food, and I tend to overdo it. So once again, the right thigh is on the chair seat bottom, the right knee is over the right ankle. I'm going to reach that left knee down toward the floor. I'm on the ball of my left foot, so I feel that stretch right there in that hip flexor. Holding on the chair seat back with my right hand, I'm going to reach and pull. Reach and pull. Reach, pull. 2 more times. And reach and pull. Okay, good. Now come back around here for a moment. And if you want, you can always windshield wiper the knees, that's totally fine. And I'm going to scoot the chair a little bit closer to the wall in hopes that you can see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to stand to the side of my chair. And I'm going to move my hip slightly. So if your balance is good, you don't need the chair. But if your balance is bad, you might want to rest hand lightly here. Try not to hold on for dear life. So I'm going to balance on my left foot. I'm going to lift my right knee, and I'm going to just start to circle the knee out to the side. Now, can you hear my hip pop? Oh, and the circles can get bigger. Oh yeah, now I'm hearing some real popping. Yikes. So we're providing a little lubrication to the joint here. So no real fluid. And I'm going to start to circle the knee back the other way. So in the old days, they said if you had arthritis that you should just kind of hang it up and stay home and not overexert yourself. And you still shouldn't overexert yourself, but the going notion these days is to move because motion is lotion for your joints. All right, that foot's going to come down. I'm going to move over to the other side slightly so I can work my knee here. All right, so rooting into that right leg, lightly holding onto the chair. I'm going to lift the left knee, maybe my hands come to my hips. I'm going to take that knee out. Not so many noises on this side. Circling. Maybe expanding the circles as I feel some looseness developing. And then I'm going to turn those circles in now. So whatever we do in one direction, we want to take the body in the opposite direction to try to even ourselves out. Just knowing as human beings, we are not even. We are a work in progress. And releasing all of that. Let's try a little balance here as well. So I'm going to go back to the other side, and I'm going to root into this left leg. Move my chair forward just a little bit. And so we'll take tree. So this right foot could be right there by the ankle. It could be right up by that calf. Or if you're feeling confident and you've got hip stability, you could take that foot inside that left thigh as high up as possible. So the goal here is to stand tall. So we push that standing leg into the bent knee foot, the bent knee foot into the standing leg. And again, your foot does not need to be as high as my foot is. Okay? So pants make a difference when we do a standing balance like tree. So we might bring the hands to the heart if we're feeling confident in our balance. It's okay to wobble a little bit. Forgive yourself. Then the arms could reach up. And here I'm looking for the triceps to shine forward, the biceps to shine back. If you've got flexibility in the shoulders, you could bring the palms together overhead. If you have less flexibility, the arms could go wider. Hands could always stay here or here. All right? I'm volley today. And then I'm going to go ahead and hold on to the back of the chair for a moment, lightly touch, and then I'm going to release that leg. And in fact, I'm going to gently take the leg a little bit forward and back. And maybe I'll take it right to left. Feels good. Let's do it on the other side. So, rooting into my right foot and feeling strong, stable in this right foot. The left foot could be right here by the ankle, it could be up by the calf, it could be right up high where that thigh meets the pelvis. Now, I always have trouble on this side. And you notice this was the side where my knee was higher as well. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to take my foot and I'm going to hold it right up here by my right hip crease. So I'm still standing up straight, in theory. Woo, it's wobbly today. Hope I don't fall over. That would be embarrassing. And then I'm going to lower it and maybe just take that foot by the ankle bone. You can bring the arms into it, however you See fit. And then release. And again, you could gently take that foot, that leg forward and back a few times. You could take it right and left. I'm playing soccer with my props here. All right, let's try something else since we're standing for the moment. Let's move the chair forward. We're going to stand behind the chair, but I'm going to just show you quickly what we're going to do. Move this stuff over too so you can have a better. So we're just going to come to the balls of our feet. So make sure the toes are pointing forward. You can have a hips distance stance. I'm just going to come up to the ball of my foot here, lifting the calves. Woo! And then maybe my arms come out to the sides. Maybe I roll the palms up to the ceiling and I reach my fingers away from my toes. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm pushing evenly across the ball of my foot. I'm taking my thighs back. Remember that zippering up action. So belly button is lifted up and in, tailbone's reaching down toward the earth, and my shoulders aren't jamming my ears. Chin is parallel to the earth. Crown of my head is lifted. Joints are stacked. And then to come out, I'm going to slowly lower the arms down as I lower the heels and bring the hands to the heart. Now, if your balance is not great, and for many of us it isn't, we can come behind the chair here, same thing. So my toes are pointing forward. I'm going to come up onto the ball of my foot. And then I've got my fingertips just resting lightly on that chair seat back. And then I could circle my arms up. So we always have lots of variations in yoga for all of the poses. So you never have to feel like, oh, I can't do it this way, or I can't do it that way. We can try to find a way. So since we're standing here kind of behind the chair, I'm going to take my feet wide. I'm going to hold on to this chair. I'm going to turn my left leg out. So now my toes are pointing toward that wall there. They're not turning forward. They're not turning back. The knee is in line with the second or third toe. I'm going to angle the back toes in slightly. I've got this chair here to support me if I feel unstable. And now I'm going to bend that left knee. Okay, now I think that I need a little bit wider of a stance so I can feel the stretch a little bit more, but you may not be ready for that. So I'm going to scoot my left foot out just a little bit more. I'm going to scoot my right foot out just a smidge, and now I'm going to rebend that left knee. Right now, the beautiful thing about Warrior 2 here with the chair is that it's a good reminder for me to take my chest toward the chair seat back. So they're in the same direction, essentially. I'm not turning my chest this way. I'm not turning my chest this way. I've got some symmetry here. So reach to the outer edge of that. For me, it's my right foot. And then maybe you lift the back arm first. Look back at that arm. Make sure the middle finger is in line with the shoulder here. And the shoulder's not way up here. You're extending strong and long. And then you can reach the left arm out. So the fingertips are reaching away from one another. You could gaze out over that front middle finger. And then flipping that palm, backhand to the thigh, reach up. And then exhale, back to Warrior 2. And then hands can come back to your seat back again. Straighten the leg, parallel the feet. All right, now if this doesn't feel right to you being back on the chair, we can do this pose on the seat of the chair. So I'm going to model that from my right side. Bringing the chair back here a little bit. So I'm going to sit, and I'm going to turn my right leg out. And remember how before we had that little stretch here? Well, we can do it here. So my leg is scooching back. All right. I'm going to lift up my right thigh a little bit so that I can get that foot down in the back. And then I've got this chair right below me to catch me if I need to take a break. So, right knee over right ankle, reaching to the outer edge of my left foot. I've got my shoulders stacked over my hips. I'm bending my right knee a little bit more here, and then my arms extending. In fact, let's do this again. Take that back arm behind you first. Make sure it's not coming forward, it's not going back behind you, it's right out from the shoulder. And then the right arm. And then flip that right palm, left arm can trail the leg. You can look up for a little stretch here. And then bringing it down. And then I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this chair seat back for a moment. Bring my hands right here, my fingertips. And then I'm going to bend that left knee and lower my right leg to the chair. Okay? Lots of different ways we can do this sort of thing. So, I'm going to turn you this way. We're going to stay on this chair for a moment. So, left knee over left ankle. That right knee is bent down toward the floor. I'm on the ball of the foot. I'm going to hold on the chair seat bottom, chair seat back. Now I'm going to scoot this right leg behind me a little. And I'm going to push into the ball of the foot. And then I'm going to lift my bum up. I'm going to straighten that right leg. My chest is going to face the wall, same direction as my knees. And then I can reach my right arm up for a little crescent lunge, high crescent lunge. Breathing here. Now, if I feel super confident, the left arm can come up. If I don't feel confident at all, if my balance is a little off, I can slide this bum back down on the chair seat, but I can just reach that leg behind me. No strain, except for maybe my back a little. So you might want to scoot it in. Yeah. So just find what feels good to you there without causing any harm. Practicing ahimsa. And then I'm going to go over to the other side with a creaky chair. And I've got my right thigh resting on the seat bottom, right knee on the right ankle. I'm going to slide that left foot back, that left leg back, pushing the ball of that foot. Now, supporting myself on the chair seat bottom, the chair seat back, I'm going to lift. And then I'm going to maybe reach. And then hand, lower, and come on here. Yeah, okay. I just heard some strange noises in the background there, like sirens or something, so I don't know if you picked up on that. It's a little disconcerting. So I think we may start to unwind this practice now. Let's inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And inhale. Now this time, exhale, come forward. Belly might rest on the thighs. You're going to hang out here at Uttanasana for a moment. And then inhale, hands to the thighs or knees. Roll on the shoulders out of the ears, drawing the elbows back and working toward a straight spine. And then exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, arms up, gathering the hands together, and exhaling, thumbs to the sternum. Let's go again. Inhaling up. Exhaling to bow. Inhale, half lift, that Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, folding into Uttanasana. Now let's try a little twist here. So that right hand can come to the floor between the feet. If your arm isn't as freaking long as mine, the hand can come to a block. You can rest your palm on that block. Left hand can be here on the thigh or the hip for starters. And then just notice that the knees aren't rolling in or out too much. You're keeping the knees stacked. And then gently twist to the left. Sorry, I'm getting a little frog in my throat now too. And then reaching that left arm up. Anybody remember the actress Brenda Vaccaro? Got the Brenda Vaquero voice going on right now. And then exhale, hand down to the block, right hand to the right thigh, pressing that left palm into the block and gently twisting over to the right, reaching up with that right arm, checking his knees if they're not going in or out. And then exhaling, moving the block. Let's just hang out here at Uttanasana for a moment. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, circle the arms up. And exhale, palms to the heart. We're going to try one more thing here before we really unwind. And it's like a happy baby in the chair. We'll see how well we do. So what it looks like, and I'm going to do it from the front and the side, is that I'm going to come back a little bit in my chair. I'm going to take my inner arches of my feet to the outer chair leg. So I'm scooting pretty far back in my chair. I'm going to try to keep my toes pointing forward, but you may need to turn the feet out slightly. We'll just figure out what feels better. And I'm going to have my hands right here. I'm going to start to come forward. I'm going to connect my fingertips with the floor. You might need blocks. And then I'm going to start to draw my body over the chair seat here. And then I'm going to let my head kind of hang. I'm going to walk my hands back underneath the seat of the chair, reaching for the back chair legs. So I can even move my feet back a little bit too, and try to keep those sitting bones rooted into the chair seat bottom. So now I'm getting a pretty intense stretch on my low back. So if this is too much, just undo the arms and maybe hang with the elbows in front of you. You could even take your blocks here and kind of rest the elbows here if it's too much. Rest the forehead on the elbows. Now I did promise that I was going to show you what this looks like from the side. So I'm going to flip my chair around. Those of you who are in this, you can come into the pose and go out of pose as often as you need to. So here I am on my chair. I'm going to take those feet, line them up with the front chair legs. And then my knees are a little bit wide. I'm going to come forward. And then I'm going to connect my hands with the mat or the floor, keeping my gaze forward, my neck long. And then I'm going to start to round. I'm going to reach my arms through the chair legs. So there are these little things that kind of hold the chair legs steady. So I've got my hands now below that. And I'm reaching my hands for the back legs of the chair. I'm trying to keep my tushy resting on the chair seat bottom. Neck hanging freely. No strain anywhere. And if this is too much, I can just bring my elbows in front of me and kind of dangle here like a rag doll. And then palms lift. I'm going to come up. And then you've got options here. So I'm going to come to the floor. And I'm going to sit in my crisscross applesauce. So shins are crossed. And I'm going to rest my elbows on the chair and rest my forehead on the elbows. Now, I would highly recommend that you get a blanket or a bolster or something here to get some padding. I'm going to have to move my elbows off the chair seat bottom because my elbows are tender. And I'm just going to rest here in Shavasana. If this doesn't feel good, you can always extend those legs underneath the chair as well and just let them kind of fall open. It's all right. And again, resting the crossed arms on the seat bottom. It's okay around here a little bit, totally fine. Now, of course, if you have trouble getting down to the floor and up from the floor, this is not really going to work for you. So if you've got flexibility in the hips, you could kind of sit on your chair, like so, cowgirl, right? And you could rest right here. All right. So I'm going to come to face you again, and I'm going to do another quick reading. This time it's from a book by Max Strong. It's called A Life Worth Breathing. It's one of my favorite books. And a good friend of mine from Los Angeles, a yogi friend of mine, gave it to me many years ago now. So you can stick around for this or not, but try to close the eyes. Try to smooth out the brow, soften the jaw, loosen the tongue, and just stay present in your body with your breath. Here is an ancient analogy that vividly depicts the plight of the average person. Imagine a carriage in terrible disrepair, while the horses that pull it are half wild. The driver is distracted and unfocused, and the passenger and owner of the carriage is a king or queen who is asleep, dreaming that he or she is a peasant. The broken carriage represents our body. The wild horses represent our emotions. The distracted driver represents our mind, and the sleeping passenger represents our soul. Nearly all of our problems stem from chaos in one or more of these parts of ourselves. Our relationship issues, financial issues, health issues, and quality of life are largely determined by our degree of vitality and harmony in these three aspects. So what we need to do is repair the coach, which is the body, train the horses, the emotions, sober and focus the driver, which is the mind. The result of this work is to reawaken the soul, which is represented by the sleeping passenger. The soul then remembers who and what he or she is and can begin to live a life fulfilled, a life worth breathing. This is the aim of, in this book it says this work, but I think that's the aim of yoga. We're a work in progress. And to finish off, just bringing your hands to your heart center wherever you are, finding a comfortable position. Just one more little reading from Max Strong's book, A Life Worth Breathing. This morning, may we all renew our intention. May we aim higher and believe in ourselves and each other. And let us all remember that each time we practice yoga, we help to heal not only ourselves, but also our entire community. May we be a breath of life to the body of humankind. Thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege. Namaste. Thank you. Feel free to share any of these videos with anyone you think would like them. Anybody who's homebound right now, anyone who could benefit. Again, you're practicing yoga on your own, so listen to your body, listen to your breath, take care of yourselves. And feel free to send me any questions if you have any. Thank you so much.